All right, good afternoon. I'm Dave McCulley. It's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. And it's an exciting day for a lot of people in this room, especially one family that I know is thrilled about this announcement. And we were thrilled to let him know the other day that he's going to be the new head football coach here at Bethel University. He'll be the 13th football coach in the history of this great program through the years. It marks an exciting moment for all of us today, but especially for the Springer family. We thank you for being here today to share this day with him and with his lovely family. I think that it's not only a wonderful day for him, it's a wonderful day for our program, it's a wonderful day for our university, and for all the fans that support us year in, year out. Before we continue, I want to take just a couple of minutes, though, off script. No one that helped put this together today knows what I'm going to do here, but I want to recognize a few people here today that I think need to be recognized that have had a huge impact on you as students, staff, and the entire university. Melissa Vaughn is retiring. She's not here. I don't think she could be with us today, but she's retiring. She has been a stalwart as a compliance officer, FAR, and senior women's leader. She's just been a beautiful person to work with. Many of you have worked with her on different areas and facets of your career here. So let's give her a big round of applause here, though she's not here. I don't know if anyone's been more dedicated and passionate about helping people as she's been through the years. Meanwhile, longtime volleyball coach, my favorite volleyball coach, I've been here 14 years, my favorite volleyball coach, and I always have to remind her she's been the only volleyball coach, head coach, since I've been here. But we want to congratulate Starla Couples. Coach Couples, if you'll stand, please. She's going to be our new compliance officer and senior women's leader. We know that she'll do a great job. I'm looking forward to working with her. There could be some other announcements about Starla down the road that I'll share with you later. Longtime volleyball assistant, Shell Kuna is taking over as the head coach of volleyball. I think she'll do a wonderful job. We're really happy to promote her to that position. She's been with Starla for a long time. I think 8 years she's been here. Is it right?
Feels like forever.
Feels like forever.
Like 13 total.
Well, you know, we always do say Bethel forevermore. But congratulations to all these ladies. Let's give all of them a big hand, if you will. I'd like to also say thanks to the players for being here. I know that means a lot to Coach Springer. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to this university. You are the heartthrob of the football program here, obviously. We look forward to a great year. We had a good year this past year. And I want to thank Coach Jasper for the great job he did here. And I'd be remiss not to recognize the former First Lady of Bethel football, Allison Jasper. Allison, thanks for being here. I'd like to thank the fellow coaches. We have several of those here that have decided to stay with us. And we wanted to, Coach Springer, I'll let him recognize him in just a few minutes. Chris and I met this morning at about 10 o'clock for a little while, and we went over game plans for salaries and game plan for assistant coaches and things that we need to do with the program. And he has a great vision, I think, based on my interviews with him. We had a committee that met, and we had 5 finalists. And secretly, we all voted 1 through 5. And guess who was number 1 on all 5 ballots? Coach Chris Springer was. So I think he's well deserved of this. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. I want to thank the faculty members that are here today, all staff members that are here. You all do a great job working with not only Chris and Mike and all the other coaches that have been here through the years, but I watch you day in, day out. And I even have a different perspective a little bit now as the interim AD that I work with you even closer to. And sometimes I think probably you don't want to see me coming, or might be vice versa every once in a while, but I'm just teasing. But appreciate y'all being here as well. We have some fans here. We have some media folks here. We appreciate you being here. Newspaper, TV, streaming, everything's represented here today. And without you, we wouldn't be able to get the message out to our fans and the followers that we would call the Wildcat Nation. So we appreciate you being here as well. At this time, it's my honor to welcome and introduce a gentleman who I believe has a great vision for this university, not just for athletics, but in all departments. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium our Honorable Bethel University President, Dr. Perry Moles.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. It is an exciting and a great day for Bethel University. I also have some thanks that I want to give, and I want to start by thanking Dave McCulley, our Interim Director of Athletics, who has done a phenomenal job in that role. He has served not only in leading our Department of Athletics, but also as a member of the university's senior leadership team, and it's a pleasure to get to work with him. I want to thank the search committee that he put together. They had a very difficult job. As Dave said, we had a lot of interest in this position, very highly qualified, impressive candidates, and they had a hard job to find the right person for this position, and they did it. They did a fantastic job. I also want to thank our previous head coach, Michael Jasper. Mr. Jasper, thank you for being here with us. Coach Jasper served Bethel faithfully and incredibly well for many years, and he left a culture of winning that was a cornerstone of this search. He was also a great part of recruiting so many of these young men that you see around us. I want you all, anybody who is here that's not on the team, look around at these young men. These are young men of great character. They leave it all in the field, in the classroom, and as parts of our university life. So thank you all for being here and for what you do for our university. When Dave and I first sat down to talk about the characteristics of our next head coach, we talked about Bethel's mission. We talked about the reason that we exist as a university. And Bethel is dedicated to providing excellent academic opportunities and pathways to success in a caring Christian environment with a strong emphasis on building character. Because we believe that it is important to be successful in a chosen career in the most positive ways possible. We emphasize whole person development here so that when our graduates leave Bethel University, they're not only competent, capable in their fields of study or their fields of a career, but they make a positive impact on their communities, on their institutions, and on their families. They become the kind of people that you want to have in your life. So as we sought our next head coach and we cast a wide net, we placed a high priority on those specific characteristics as well. To continue our winning tradition, to continue recruiting young men of character, to lead those men to success on the football field, academically, socially, spiritually. We look for a leader who would not only do that with our football team and make our athletics department proud, but would also be a leader across our campus to help develop all of us as we move ahead as a university. I could not be more excited or more proud to be able to announce today our new head coach and to have he and his family with us. So I thank you for being here. Dave, thank you for your service and in making this selection. And I'll turn it right back over to Dave to make the official announcement.
Before we have Chris to come to the podium, a couple of housekeeping things I'd like to mention that we will, after Chris addresses the crowd here, we will field some questions from the media and from any of you. If you're a tight end, don't ask him why we're not throwing the ball to the tight end more, but he'll get that message later. Now, Mike did a great job with that, the offensive coordinators through the years. So that's always sort of a running gag I've had through the years, that we don't throw the ball to the tight ends enough. It happened back in Lambeth, and now it's happened here since I've been at Bethel. But and then after that, we'll have, I know a lot of you players want to come up and give Chris a hug and congratulate him, and we'll let you do that. But we have some photo ops that we need to take before that. If you don't mind, just be patient with us. A couple of other people I do want to, I'd be remiss not to mention Christy Stevenson, our administrative assistant. She's the person that keeps all of us glued together, especially me. But she does a great job. Misty Parrott, say Tina here as well, and I won't try to name everyone because I'll miss someone, but just Wayne Scott's here. I see Lori in the game back there too, so we appreciate them being here too. But the other guy is Ryan Griffin. Where's Ryan? He's right back there. He'll get mad at me, but I always refer to him as not only does a great job here, but Mr. Mayor. Don't ask him to take care of a speeding ticket for you though. But I feel in our invitation that we sent out for you to be here today, whether it be the media, whether it be staff, or whether it be student athletes, I feel that we summed it up to a T. I don't mean to use a football pun for you, but we captured why we're about to introduce this young man as your new head coach here at Bethel University. The moniker new head football coach is not really new in his case, though. He served the university for 8 seasons, been a tremendous defensive coordinator. One thing that happened, or a couple of things that happened when we began the search for the new head coach. And we did echo what Dr. Moles said. We had a ton of people, had some really people from New York, California, Arizona, Tennessee. I mean, you name it. We had a lot of people apply for this job, which told me that it's a job that's well respected and thought of. So I think you players need to take pride in that too, and I know you do. But one thing that I think, if anything, was going to put me over the hump as far as naming Coach Springer, Coach Jasper recommended him the day that Mike and I hugged and he left. Um, and the other thing was, some of you players, I won't name you, some of you players sent some very, very nice letters in support of Coach Springer. And believe me, that went a long way, Coach, in you being able to secure this job. So he'll probably come to you and say, hey, I appreciate the letter. And maybe you didn't send it, but anyway, but we had quite a few of those, so I do appreciate that. Coach Springer has been a guy that pretty quiet around me, pretty quiet, around some of the staff members. I hear that he's not so quiet sometimes at practice, and that's part of being a football coach. He's been an integral part of the program, as I said a moment ago. His ability to inspire you, to motivate you, not only as football players, but as student athletes. And please remember that, as student athletes. I tell, in my sports information department, we have about anywhere from 8 to 14 every year. And I always tell them, you got to go to class, because if you don't go to class, for a lack of a better way to put it, you're not any good to me. I've invested money in training you, and if you don't go to class and dot your I's and cross your T's, then you're not in school anymore. So take that very seriously. I know you will. And I know in talking to Chris, he has that passion, that vision as well. His expertise, not only is drawing up the X's and O's, is impressive, but his conduct on and off the field, I think, is impressive as well. We're excited to see where the program will take us and where he will take us. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your next head football coach at Bethel University, Coach Chris Springer.
Oh, man, what opportunity. I just want to take the time first out to give God the glory. This opportunity is amazing. I wouldn't be here without him. I want to thank President Moles, Athletic Director Dave McCauley. But, again, this whole experience really has been a humbling opportunity just to see all the people that, like Coach Dave said, reached out, sent letters for me, where they sent me a text. It was all uplifting throughout the time. And like I said, it's just really been a humbling experience. I don't take this honor lightly or this opportunity lightly. And I look forward to not only the president that Coach Jasper set and every head coach that I've worked for laid the foundation before, but just how can we take this university along with the vision of President Moles to another level? Like I said, this whole experience is evident that there's something special going on in McKenzie. West Tennessee has meant a lot to my family. There's a lot of memories down on that field, wins, losses, the bus rides. There's so many things that I could come to mind. But like I said, it's just been a humbling experience. Look forward to serving the players. I can't wait to get to work in the morning. This whole thing, I could have never imagined this, the cameras, everybody here, the opportunity. It's just a really humbling experience, and it's more than I could ever imagine. And it's something, like I said, I don't take lightly. And man, I can't wait to continue to get to work with these guys, and it's been an awesome experience. That's all I have for you.
Okay, great job, Chris. Isn't it funny how you remember the losses more than you do the wins sometimes? One of the greatest moments in Bethel history, I think you were part of this program with Coach Elliott. Went to Georgetown one year, and Georgetown had drubbed us. I mean, just embarrassed us during the regular season. And we went up there, and we returned a kick. To this day, I don't know why Bill Cronin kicked it to us. And we went 93 yards, 94 yards, and beat them. And I remember the only lights that were on when I left the press box was the lights that my wife and I were using to wrap up the post game, and the lights of the scoreboard. And they'd never taken the score off, which if I'd been them, I'd taken the score off. But we went on the next week, went out to Missouri Valley, and played a game that we probably would have, could have, should have won, and just wasn't to be. But you remember the losses sometimes more you do the wins, I know. At this time, we're going to ask the media if they have any questions for Chris, and he'll be available for some one-on-ones if you need him. Also, if you have any questions, any players have any questions, don't ask about playing time. You'll have to earn that later. Uh, Good to see Steve Lashley here too. Thanks, Steve, for being here. See him come in a little later there. But I do have the first honor of being the sports information director. I do have the first question I'd like to ask him. Something that he and I've talked about, so it's sort of a loaded question. But his goal and his vision right now to put the staff together. And I know he's really already talking to some people and gave me some resumes this morning. They're just unbelievably good. But Chris, first question I'd have for you, and then we'll ask anyone else if they have any questions that might ask you. But your vision and putting the staff together and those kind of things.
Yeah, as far as putting a staff together, just looking for guys that can recruit high character athletes. They can get it done in the classroom while also excelling on the field. So we'll continue to focus on the local areas, West Tennessee, and areas surrounding within a 2 to 3 hour radius. And always going to look to bring in the best student athletes that we can have available.
Any other questions? Any questions? None? I know that once you recognize the coaches that are with you here today with us too.
Yeah, I want to recognize Coach Beauchamp. He's done a great job this past season. He joined us right before the season in August. He's a defensive line coach, also handles the strength and conditioning. Again, has continued to keep his head down and work, and I really appreciate him. Zach Young, also he's a graduate assistant that joined us this past year out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. He's new to the game of coaching, but again, he's brought a wealth of knowledge and great attitude every day, and look forward to continue to work with him. Also have Kyle Parkhurst, coached running backs this past year. Look forward to working more with him as the future goes on. He's done a great job really holding down the offensive side and helping connect. And I've been asked a million questions as far as how the roster goes and make sure we have everything in line there. But Ben shows he's very knowledgeable, and he's done a great job. We have a couple other student assistants in the back also that have done a great job, and look to bringing them back and continuing their great work. So really appreciate all of them, and we're going to keep this thing rolling. Anybody have any other questions? Yeah, so, I mean, there's a wealth of coaches we're looking to bring back from they've either played here or coached here in the past. So continue to evaluate that. Hope to have something sooner than later. A couple of them are coming on a visit this upcoming Friday. So if you're around, stop by the office. If you see us out on campus walking around, again, don't hesitate to come up, introduce yourself, because, again, they're eager to get down here. And I sent a couple of them film, too, as well on Huddle. And the staff that we're looking to bring in offensively primarily has a wealth of knowledge. Statistically, they've done a lot of great things. So I think it's going to be a great addition. And they've also coached together for quite some time. So the rapport, I think, is going to be important to how fast we're able to continue with the progress that we have made here, that we will continue to make. So definitely looking forward to getting those guys down here sooner than later.
I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. There's one former coach who's at another school now, and he'd inquired about maybe coming back. I'm not sure what he's going to do, but I said, some of you players know exactly what I'm talking about with this line. I said that I'd let him come back only if he gets a haircut. So, but any of you guys know who that might be. I'm sure you know who that might be. But anyway, we thank you again for being here today for the sport players. We appreciate you, your commitment to be a student athlete here. I really mean that. We really appreciate it. Look forward to the fall. One note, we haven't released the schedule yet because we normally release it by now. We do have the schedule in from the Mid-South Conference. It's pretty tough. But Chris and I have talked about it. We're trying to fill. I'm not going to release anything. We got a couple of gaps that we're trying to fill in, be a non-conference opponent. And we play a tough schedule again this year. But I know you guys embrace that and expect that, or you wouldn't be here. We thank you for being here. I ask you to just give us a few minutes, take some photo ops with the president and with Chris, and then we'll turn it over to the media if they need Chris one-on-one. But if you'd like to hang around for a few minutes, just be patient with us and give him a handshake and a hug and congratulations, okay? Thank you. It's an exciting day. Good luck and God bless the Springer family. Chris did not recognize, I think you all know his wife, but won't you come back up for the people that may not know and recognize your wife and your family? Do not forget the mother.
Yeah, I want to introduce my wife and my mother-in-law up front. Again, with three girls at home that don't always get a lot opportunity to get a lot of words in, but
That's why it's so quiet, I guess, you know.
But again, the guys primarily on defense that I've been able to work with, they know this is where I get my brother relationships in, and this is where my sons are at. Offensively, obviously, I look forward to working with all you guys, and had a lot of y'all come down to the office so I could get to really know you one-on-one and have that first conversation. Look forward to peeling that back and getting to know everybody more. So again, can't thank them enough and how they've been there for me throughout the years, and look forward to them being a part of it. So.
Thanks, Chris. One last note, that went into our decision too, that he's a Christian and that he has a lovely family. He's a family man, so that went a long way in us selecting him as well. Thank you for being here. Go Cats.